Hey everyone, this is Ryder from Skip. It's Friday, February 5th. Very quick video update today. I'm going to talk about this news right here that the House approves the budget resolution. That's the $1.9 trillion budget resolution. That's very good news. I'm going to talk about what's in it, what's changed so far, and what we can expect in terms of a timeline. And the economic news today, U.S. employers added 49,000 jobs in January. And some quick updates on EIDL grants, PPP loans, and how that process is going. And a few other grant programs I'm going to tell you about as well. I hope you're having a great end of the week and you have a great weekend. Stay tuned until the end. This is going to be a quick video today. This news just came out. The House approves the budget resolution setting the stage for COVID-19 relief package. Today it was a 219 to 209 vote, and it marked a further step under budget reconciliation. This is the process that would allow Democrats to pass the relief package without any Republican support in the Senate. They'd be able to pass this bill without Republican support. Now, Democrats will turn to ironing out the details of the package over the next several weeks. And a big part of this is, of course, who gets the direct payments. I talked about this yesterday and earlier this week as well. Who's eligible for those $1,400 direct payments? In Biden's original plan, it was $75,000 or less. You'd be eligible for some amount. In the Republican proposal, it was $50,000 or less, and the payments were going to be smaller, around $1,000. And of course, as I mentioned yesterday, Biden has indicated he is open to more narrowly targeting the checks. So he's open to changing that threshold and potentially shaving off hundreds of billions of dollars from that bill. And here's why this vote was so important today: because of the jobs count that came out today. This is the jobs report from January. U.S. employers added 49,000 jobs. But the main headline is this, that 49,000 was some progress, but it's not enough. It still signals a weak pace of job gains, and that suggests a long road remains for jobs recovery. The unemployment rate fell to 6.3% in January from 6.7% a month earlier, in part reflecting fewer people searching for jobs. And here's a headline from Sarah House. She's a senior economist at Wells Fargo Securities. Yes, we managed to eke out a gain, but we're still 9.9 million jobs shy of where we were back in February 2020. And this unemployment decline in January was driven by two factors. Number one, more people dropped out of the labor force, meaning they weren't actively searching for a job. And the flip side, of course, the number of people reporting themselves as employed has increased. U.S. stocks rose after this jobs report came out today. But Biden's response was a little different. He used this data that came out today as a call to urge quicker action when it comes to a stimulus package. He said, look, as we can see, the data shows while there's some job growth, it's not fast enough. That means we have a long road ahead. And he said, it's very clear our economy is still in trouble. I know some in Congress think we've already done enough to deal with the crisis in the country. Others think that things are getting better and we can afford to sit back and either do little or do nothing at all. That's not what I see, says Biden. I see enormous pain in this country, a lot of folks out of work, a lot of folks going hungry. So he used that jobs report to push for the new package. It was just approved in a budget resolution, so negotiations will continue on the stimulus package. Two important points here I want to mention. First of all, Biden did not specify what threshold he would accept to begin phasing out the checks. There's a lot of speculation. Is it going to be 40,000, 50,000, or somewhere in between 50 and 70? And the second point is he made it clear the starting amount would not change. Here's the quote right here. I'm not cutting the size of the checks. They're going to be $1,400, period. So it's still wait and see. We'll have to wait and see. We'll keep you posted. We expect more news next week as negotiations continue. Meanwhile, on the SBA front, many of you are still continuing to leave comments or email us to say, hey, they emailed me finally. And many of you are also still frustrated that you haven't been emailed yet. You're just waiting for the SBA to email you because you know you qualify and you should be getting an email. So I expect there will be more emails next week, so stay hopeful. Even if you don't get an email today before the weekend, hopefully there will be significantly more people who get emailed next week, so stay tuned for that. Some good news I want to report about who's qualified for the targeted EIDL grants. Based on our app, that's the Hello Skip app in the App Store and Google Play, where we can show you based on your address if you are in a low-income community and qualify for the targeted EIDL grant, and if you do, how much you'll get. So that's free on the app here. Links right in the description, or go to trackeidlgrant.com. But some good news is that we have recalculated who's eligible for the grants. We re-pulled the data and we re-looked at the low-income communities, and it turns out it's a slightly higher percentage who are eligible. It's closer to around 30% of folks that are eligible. So check again if you've already checked, or if you haven't checked yet, remain hopeful that if you input your address, you may qualify for a low-income community. It's more people than we expected. So that's the good news on the EIDL grants. Another piece we've started to do for Skip Plus members, and you can become a member right on the app. There's information when you set up the trackers on how to become a member, but we're doing a roundup a few times a week so you don't miss out on any grant or loan programs. This one we just published today. There's several new opportunities that may or may not be relevant to you, but it's worth checking out. Our goal, as always, is to give you peace of mind so you don't miss out on any city, state, or federal grant opportunities. More information on the app for that, and I'll have more information next week. Finally, before I say bye for the weekend, a quick look at the good news that cases are going down. This is positive progress. Certainly, I expect we will dip under 100,000 daily average cases for the first time since November next week. I'm hopeful and optimistic about this. Cases over 14 days are down 30%, deaths are down 5%, hospitalizations down 24%. And there was more positive vaccine news yesterday. But as we wrap, that's the breaking news for today. The House approves the budget resolution. Things are moving. If you are waiting for a stimulus check, either a second or a third one, stay tuned. Track it on our app as well. If you're waiting for an EIDL grant, stay tuned. We expect more invites next week. And when we look at the data, there's still plenty of funding left. So don't stress if you don't qualify for these first two buckets. We are optimistic that you will become eligible in the coming weeks and months. And third, PPP loans. Several 100,000 more PPP loans have been approved this week. We expect lots more next week. Again, we have 3 links in the description. If you have applied and you're still waiting, check out one of our 3 partner links in the description. If you applied through Bluevine and you're still waiting, you want to try through Funding Circle or Credibly, all those links are right in the description. As always, stay well, stay healthy. Thank you so much for subscribing and sharing our channel with others. It means so much to us, and have a great weekend.